Meeting has been properly noticed. The agenda will, and the roll call will show that all committee members are present. In addition, we have our village engineer and our public works director. The minutes from our last meeting, which we held on 22 February, have been distributed for your prior review. Any additions or corrections to the minutes as drafted?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from
Second.
22nd February.
Motion to approve the minutes and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, and that is carried.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move to approve the 2012-2013 street sweeping contract as proposed by McPhillips for a
Second.
rate of $87 per hour, which, 80, I'm sorry, 86. And at same rate, just as an additional note, it was same as the last 3 years and actually down $1 per hour from 2008, which, anyway, that's that.
Second, Stan?
Yes.
Been moved and seconded to approve the bid that we have received from Mike McPhillips Incorporated. This is the same contractor that we've used for the past number of years. I don't think that we need any discussion. I will look both directions. I see neither of you wanting to discuss it. All in favor of approving the bid as indicated at $86 an hour from Mike McPhillips, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that is carried unanimously.
They're on our table number 4 until next April. I'm waiting for some more information from some other communities I'm talking to.
Agenda item number 4, for those that may be listening to this at a later time, is the street name sign replacement plan, discussion and possible recommendation, and we did discuss this at a previous meeting, so that will be tabled for a later date.
This is for, or what's this for?
No, that's for,
And we will move to the burning permit information, and I see a sign, and I'm assuming, Mark, that you're going to tell us that we now have to spend some money to put up a no burning sign? I'll turn it to
basically what it
you.
is, it's a combination sign that on the top of it is when the sign is fully open. That would be out for when we have burning bans in effect within the village by order of the fire chief. You might have seen similar signs out in the township. These signs are already being used. A lot of municipalities are going to these just to give the residents more of a knowledge that it's on. There's 2 different quotes there for it. Actually, when the bottom sign is when it's actually folded down, just saying that burning permit's required. I have you 2 different prices there. Basically, we have 4 areas of the village that we actually meet other communities or the 2 townships. One is Cratley Lane. One, of course, is Starwood Edition, and then we have both 6th Street, on both ends, north and south of the village. So what I did is this idea was first requested by Sergeant Bowles from the police department. He thought it would be a good idea to have these up because we've had a number of cases where the police department had to go around last year during burning bans and inform people that there was a burning ban on, and they were saying they were not aware of it. This is just some other way just to get it out there, let people know.
How much was
So
these?
basically, there's 2 different options on the back of the picture, Mark.
Oh.
You have 2 different
okay.
options. The first one is for the actual 4 signs. If we would mark, here he's coming into the village.
Damn things.
The second quote, the second page is for actually just for 2 signs, thinking that if some of us, most of our traffic does not come in from Cratley or,
Right.
or things, so what we could buy is just get by with putting them on, like the population signs at both ends of the village, just saying that there's a burning ban on, and try that initially.
Is this sign purely for information and education? Is there any legal implication to the sign saying that there's no burning in terms of a person that may or may not be burning during that period of time?
Well, basically, what it's for information for the public to let them know that there is a burning ban on, and also it tells them that they are required to have burning permits within the village limits. When it is closed up. Basically, it also helps our officers, everything else, if they have to go out and tell somebody, especially if they're caught multiple times burning, that hey, there is a burning ban on, the signs are on, you know, at the village limits. You know, it does state that, so.
It's, actually, it sounds more like a public safety deal than public works.
No matter what, it's gonna come back through us, because we're the ones that have to.
Well, I understand it, but I don't know how many incidents they had of that. And I don't disagree with the notion of it, and I guess I'm not gonna squibble a whole lot with $300, I guess, but it's still $300. You know, we've never had one. Is it that big a problem? I don't know how many, you know, if not to disregard what the sergeant offered, but, there's a lot of nice notions out there that we could do, but
And that's basically where the clerk's office, because I know the clerk and the administrator, they both think it's a very good idea, just to be able to get it out there to folks, and let them know that they are required to have burning permits in the village. Number two, lets them know when there is actually a burning ban on within the village limits.
So then the tipping of the bottom part up or down would
Yeah.
depend on Jim
Petty.
Fry
Yeah.
informing us
Petty
whether or
on
not
Fry.
there's a burning ban on it.
Correct.
like they're,
Correct.
So burning permits are required for what, loose brush or, I mean,
Anytime you're gonna burn anything in the village of North Hudson, you're required to have a
but
permit.
now they're good for a year, right?
But they're
Good for a year. Yeah, I had one last year and I burned twice.
Get around the permit.
so in a fire pit, you're supposed to have a burning,
No, this was
permit?
burning some brush.
Yeah,
It's
no,
burning
not,
brush,
not a
leaves.
not a
Not a
recreational,
As long as
not a
it's-
recreational campfire.
As long as it's not a
no.
recreational fire.
It's, if, you know, if you're burning your plastic jugs and tarps and
No, it's
oil-based
not allowed.
products.
Only at night.
Yep, okay.
I cleaned up some buckthorn and stuff, so burning that stuff.
No, and, you know, and I did take, you know, I get popples and they fall, they're the dirtiest damn tree there is. So, yeah, but that's going into my fire pit, you know,
Yeah,
and it's
that's
like,
recreational fire.
right, okay, yeah, I just wanted to be curious on that. The one thing I'll say, if we would ever go ahead with this or whatever, one on each end of Sixth Street is more than enough, I
That's
mean,
what
as far as I'm
That's what I
concerned.
feel. you know.
I mean, you know,
Agreed.
Cratley, they can't get to Cratley without coming on Sixth Street, you know?
Right, the two entrances
Right.
to the village.
I'll move to install, two,
Very last page,
what?
be the very last page. would
Yeah.
be for the two.
Oh, you got a recommended motion?
No, I don't.
No, I'm gonna
For the price.
recommend that we, install two fire ban, no burning or permit required signs on the north and south ends of the village, at a price not to exceed $200.
Second.
Any additional discussion?
Still
Hearing-
gonna have-
hearing none?
Still gonna have people that aren't gonna read the damn
I-
signs,
I
but I
know.
mean, you know, that's what kills
Well, I'll
me,
tell
but
you
I mean,
what, I go, well, it's handy for, I like knowing it, but I usually ask somebody or make a call, and if I'm gonna do it, but, you know, to be able to drive in and see that, okay, we have a ban on.
Right.
It could be helpful. It
all right,
could be
yeah, no.
helpful. Save a call.
Common sense isn't common anymore, cause people, you know, 30-mile-an-hour wind, yeah, let's burn. Sorry.
And when a burning ban would go into effect, it would be the city of Hudson, the village, town of Hudson, it would be the
Usually it's
Hudson
the
Fire.
Hudson-
Wherever the
Usually
fire
Hudson Fire
department
District,
covers, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have our own fire department, right?
No, no.
Not yet.
That was an inside baseball joke. Okay,
Liked it.
the motion is on the table.
It was
All in-
seconded?
All in favor saying aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, and it carries unanimously. You're up, Mr. Cedar Corporation, sir.
Um, Just a little more follow-up on some of our discussion here at the last committee meeting on the Wisconsin Street project.
I approve.
But
That'd be a no.
if you remember, we did get some funding as part of the STP urban program. Would have been last year. You were awarded around $56,000 for design funds, and that's usually an 80-20 split, so the village's share would be around $14,000 for that project. The DOT has submitted the SMA, state municipal agreement. You know, our thought process was, you know, we weren't gonna commit to that until the next round, which would be for construction. We would apply for that. Usually that's every 2 years, but with some of the stimulus projects that have happened in the past, that's kind of been delayed. So we haven't been able to apply for those funds yet. Construction costs, it's around $330,000. It's basically a total reconstruct with all the utilities and sidewalk, storm sewer, curb and gutter and those things. Once you do sign on, or if the village does, there's a 6-year time limit from when the funds were awarded, which would have been last year, so you would have until 2017 to actually do the design and do the construction. There is an allowance that you can do a one-time extension, which is another 3 years, so.
This roadway right now is not 66 feet curb to curb, is it?
No, that's just the right-of-way. The
Well,
right-of-way.
I mean, what you're showing here with the bicycle lanes on here, this pushes it out?
Yeah, I just basically wanted to, let the committee know that there has been some things that have happened last fall with Trans 75, which, you have to meet this requirement if there are any state or federal fundings. And that is for pedestrian and bicycle accommodations.
Well, that's probably pretty important. I saw 2 bicycles go down the street the other day once.
They're ruled by the traffic laws, and they shouldn't have any special damn lanes in order to be able to ride on the streets.
Yeah.
So what do we approve, or
It's-
not approve, or what are we doing with this?
Information only.
Yeah, it's
All right,
basically just
information at this point.
informational
Okay.
only.
Well,
Yeah,
So,
but going back to the bicycle lane, seriously, just seriously, no jokes intended here. Are we mandated now on a project like this to include bicycle lanes?
if there's state or federal funding that's allocated, yes, you would
You
have
would do
to.
Wisconsin.
You must have to put about 6 of them on your bridge, don't you?
Yeah, it's,
Well, there is one on the side of the loop trail. Goes all the way across the old Stillwater Bridge,
Oh,
yeah,
that's,
4.8 miles.
yeah, it's something that just recently came out and, a lot of communities are dealing with this. This basically gives you an idea, to meet those requirements, there's 3 different options. The first one being, bicycle lanes, sidewalks on both sides of the street, parking both sides. To do that, you would have to have about 48 feet face-to-face to meet that requirement. That street right now is only 36 foot wide,
Right.
so you.
bulldoze the houses, what they
I
have.
was gonna say, we're gonna be losing houses,
Take
huh?
stars out, I mean.
what's
you have
wrong
to-
with Wisconsin again anyway? What are we fixing down there?
It's on your 5-year capital improvement
Yeah.
project, so
I know, but I don't even know what that.
replacing sewer and,
So it's underground stuff. Utilities.
if you're gonna use STP funds to help do it, the pavement part of it, you
We
have
ain't
to
gonna,
make
it doesn't sound like we're going to, because there's no way we're gonna put in a street like that down there.
Yeah, again, the village is not gonna commit to anything until, if and when
Period.
they receive some construction dollars.
We're only committing to listening to you right now,
So
This is
this is
billable
just-
hours,
and I've heard enough.
This is just informational only.
I know, and that's,
and we thank you for that
Yes.
information, Kevin.
you're all
All
right.
right.
Supervisor's report, oh, wait a minute, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Can you
We are
imagine
there.
I'm practicing.
this down Wisconsin Street? Too bad Uncle Butch is dead, he would've loved the bike lanes.
It's not, each community is struggling with it, so.
I'm not struggling at all with it.
Oh,
No.
Supervisor report?
Yep.
Basically, the only thing I have is, we did put the ad in the paper and out on the website for, summer help, and this will be on your agenda for a recommendation to hire an April meeting. We budgeted $5,000 in the 2012 budget for, seasonal summer employment.
You'll handle the interviewing and take
Yep.
care of that.
Yep,
Yeah.
we'll just bring a.
Oh, we don't get to do that?
We'll have Mark take care of that.
Anything else?
That's it.
Is the electrician got any of the installation done?
They
on
started on the
Focus?
lights at the garage today.
Okay.
Actually, most of the fixtures are up, now they're just finishing, they'll be finish it up tomorrow.
Well, this was brought up at the special board meeting tonight, afterwards, kinda, but when you're loading leaves, make sure they're kinda wet so they don't blow all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
The operator's supposed to know that.
All right, I know, I'm just passing it on, so we feel
Training
like we're
issue.
doing something. There you go.
That's if you're it happening in front of
Remedial
their
training.
house.
Our
I'll move
agenda
to- I'll
is
move to
concluded. It's
adjourn.
not necessary,
done.
but let's do it. Thank you. Guys are a pleasure to work with.